What up, everybody? This is Mark from Suicide Silence.
And this is Brian Fair from Shadows Fall.
This is Trevor Sternad from the Black Dahlia Murder here.
Yo, this is Gary Hall from Exodus and recently retired from Slayer. And
Hello, this is Becky Boulder from Hamburg Rebel and Fury.
Hey, this is Charlie with Anthrax. I just want to give a shout out to Pedal to the Metal Radio, the podcast.
The podcast to get all your rock and metal news plus reviews.
Keep it metal. Pedal to the Metal Radio, motherfuckers!
What's up, everybody? It's your man Eddie Monster here, and I've got another great video for all of you. This is Eddie's Top 5, and I'm your host, Eddie Monster. We've got a good one for all of you, a tough one, but a good one. But before we get into it, I would like to ask all of you to please subscribe to the channel. That way we can get more attention, make more content, and deliver it to you guys as best as we possibly can. Remember, we've only done one Eddie's Top 5 so far, and that was the Top 5 on Pantera. And now we've got a new one. These are guys that do not like to be pigeonholed into the nu metal scene, that is for sure. And they have toured with the likes of Pantera, White Zombie, and countless bands. They've even influenced a shit ton of bands themselves. I am talking about Sacramento's own, the Deftones. That's right, we are checking out, or at least I'm telling you my top 5. Hopefully you'll check them out if you agree with me or not agree with me. But these were 5 albums that I literally had to rack my brain to try to figure out which ones I liked better, so on and so forth. And it was tough, man, because there's so many albums that I could have thrown in here. I mean, for instance, my honorable mentions are Adrenaline and Deftones, the self-titled album. So right there, you already know those two are not on the list of the top 5, but those are my honorable mention, as I said. So now let's get into the top 5, shall we? And we're going to start off with an album that I think needed to come out to satisfy all the members of the Deftones. I am talking about Ohms. There you go. It's the last record the Deftones made, and it was one that they let Stephen Carpenter just go wild on. I mean, tons and tons of guitar riffs on this one. This was probably truly a real metal record for the Deftones. It's got great tracks like Genesis. I can never say this one right. It's Urantia, I think is how you say it. Era, and then obviously Radiant City is another great track on their album. And even the title track, which ends the album, is really, really good. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. Obviously, Steven just really got to rip on this record. And much needed. But you know what? I've loved everything the Deftones have come out with. They're one of my top 5 bands of all time. So I'm good with anything. You know what I'm saying? Coming in at number 4 was really hard, man. Trying to arrange all these albums, because there are times you get into different moods. And a different Deftone record, to me, represents sort of a different mood, so to speak. But nonetheless, Koyonoken, I love this record. I probably said that wrong, probably. But I just, when they came out with this, I thought there was nothing that was going to top the album before it, which was Diamond Eyes. But when they came out with this, I was like, man, this is great. And the opening track, Swerve City, just fucking hits you right in the face, and it's awesome. And the awesomeness of this record just continues on. Tracks like Poltergeist, and then the tag team tandem of Tempest and Gauze. Perfect tracks to go one after another. I love this album, Koyonoken. Definitely a favorite. And then at number 3, this is an album that goes all the way back to the first time I was introduced to the Deftones. My brother got to see them, I believe, open up for Pantera. It was that, or was an Ozfest or something of that nature. But it's Around the Fur. There's just no words need to be said. This one definitely was an early masterpiece. It definitely planted the seed for what was to come for the Deftones for sure in their careers. This one, I mean, just great tracks. My Own Summer, Be Quiet, Drive Far Away, Mascara, Head Up, just awesome track. Easily, there are points in this record that, people might confuse and say they were a nu metal band. That's up to you to decide. I don't think they are. Never really thought they were. They didn't fit that mold. And that was the unfortunate thing about that nu metal scene. They just didn't know what to call all these different bands like Spine Shank and obviously Korn is thrown in there and all these. And they just decided, Disturbed, and decided, you know what? It's all nu metal, right? And even Slipknot, it's all nu metal, Probably not the best. Probably why a lot of them reject the tag. But so did all the 80s hairs bands. They all rejected the tags. So whatever. Back to the list anyways. At number 2, we've got Diamond Eyes. I love this record. I was debating on this being either number 3 or number 2. But this is my go-to. Every single time it's my go-to. Sex Tape. You've Seen the Butcher. I just love that opening to You've Seen the Butcher. You know what I'm saying. For you guitar players out there, you get the drift. But Beauty School, just such a beautiful song. Love it. Rocket Skates, you know what I mean? Just that song pummels. 976 Evil. Love this record. I thought this was a return to form for the Deftones. You know what I mean? And that leads us to our number 1 album. And probably the album that if you didn't guess it, you knew exactly which one was going to be my number 1 record. I didn't do this intentionally, partially. But it's White Pony. It's one of the greatest albums of all time. It won a Grammy for Elite. And then years later, when they released that special record, the remix album with the White Pony album, it won a Grammy again for the Mike Shinoda mix of Passenger. And even the regular track of Passenger with Maynard James Keenan is fucking awesome. And then you've got songs like Digital Bath, RX Queen, Pink Maggot, Changing the House of Flies, we all know and love. Just an amazing album. This set them apart from everybody in that scene, and it was the big fuck you to all the critics who ever tried to pigeonhole the Deftones into that scene. You know what I mean? Undeniable. It's the number 1 record for the Deftones, and will always be my number 1 Deftones record. So there you go. Do you have a list of your own? If you do, post it somewhere. If you want, post it on my Facebook page. That's right. Facebook.com/Eddie's Pedal to the Metal Radio Show. Make sure you go there, post it there. I'll read it. You know what I mean? If you have a better top 5 list of the Deftones, although I'm going to find it hard to top White Pony. The list might be interchangeable in certain parts, but definitely not that one. So thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, don't forget, subscribe to the channel. We love you. We'll see you next time.